Okay, so this is day one for the month of May. We are back to our chest and back being the Monday, Tuesday workout, and we are still sticking with those antagonist muscle group supersets. So for the first big block of work, we have 4 supersets with 2 exercises each. Chest back is how they are set up, and we're gonna do each exercise for 30 seconds as a circuit within each superset 3 times through. So your first one, you are lying on your back, flat bench, wide chest press. Pretty basic. Exercise number 2, I'm gonna take the lat bar off and I will have the red handles in place of the lat bar. They're going to sit, grab those handles, and they're gonna do a neutral grip, pull down. So their thumbs face them the whole time. So you have your wide cable bench press and then that neutral grip overhead pull down. That's superset 1, 3 times. Superset number 2, they're again gonna lie down on their back, grab both black handles, and they're gonna fly. Then we are gonna go into a tabletop row. So the TRX straps will be a little bit higher, get in tabletop position and row. The straps obviously are gonna be directly under their shoulders in a straight line. These are just too long. And if they're not at a tabletop row yet, then they're just gonna do the normal TRX row, knuckles to thumbs rotation as they pull. So for superset 2, you have your fly, and then you have your TRX tabletop row. Number 3, we're doing a tri-placement push-up. So we've done this before. So they're gonna go a narrow push-up, wide, walk out wider. Of course, if they need to, drop their knees. So they're moving their hands out 3 separate positions and then back in. And then exercise number 2 for this one. The cables are at the top. We're gonna sit down. X pull down, so cross your arms, your knuckles start directly facing you. As you pull the handles to your armpits, your thumbs rotate and pull. So tri-placement push-up and seated X pull down for superset 3. And superset 4, we do not need the bench. We do need the cables at the bottom. Both of these moves are half kneeling. The first one is a half kneeling, low to high fly, no crossover. Then they're gonna turn around. They're gonna go half kneeling, wide row. So knuckles up to thumbs up as they row. So half kneeling, low to high cable fly, and then half kneeling, wide row. So those are the 4 supersets for the first chest and back part. Then we are moving into our lower body. So we have 2 small groups, 2 exercises as a circuit twice, and then finish with the last 2 exercises twice. The first one, we've not really done this one before. It's a low cable deadlift. So I'll show you. Arms stay straight, feet are pretty narrow. Hinge and snap. Arms stay straight the whole time. I do want to have your feet more narrow than wide. And also, if they go heavy, those cables are going to pull them forward, and we do not want that. So we want a medium weight so that when they hinge, they can really press their hips back and drive their heels into the floor and stand. So make sure they don't go super, super heavy on that one. And then exercise number 2, this is new. 1 cable racked, outside leg, laterally lunges. 30 seconds, and then they're gonna switch and do the other leg for 30 seconds. So those are the first 2 exercises, low cable deadlift, and then 1 cable rack lateral lunge, outside leg lunges out. And then the second part of lower, which you're also gonna do 2 times, we need the rope. And this is new as well. I don't know how people are gonna take to it. It works a part of our glute that we haven't really isolated or hit before. Even though it's a pull through, we're gonna tall kneel. Your knees are gonna need to go wider. It's still the same movement pattern, under and snap. Okay? Tight belly button. Their hips are gonna press back towards their heels a little bit more, but that's okay. If they absolutely hate that tall kneeling, they can stand, I guess. So toe kneeling, rope pull through, and then we're doing a chair squat. So it's a narrow squat, feet within your hips, hold nice and tight, sink and stand. So again, their chest is gonna come to their quads, if they're getting their butt down to their knees. So for the second one, we have the tall kneeling rope pull through and then that rope narrow squat. And that finishes out lower. Then we are going to go back to our back. It's not antagonist. We have 2 exercises for our back, 3 times as a circuit, followed by 2 exercises for our chest, 3 times as a circuit. So we're gonna put the red levers at about mid-tricep. We need that black handle. And it's a 1-arm reverse fly. So they're gonna grab the handle with the opposite arm, bilateral stance, squeeze their shoulder blades together and send their knuckle behind them. 30 seconds each side. And then we're gonna thank Asher for this one. The bench is actually okay. We're gonna lie down flat. So you're going to align the end of the bench with your hips. And then you're gonna kick up. Hold on to the bench. You can see where I'm holding. Squeeze your glutes and engage your core. If they cannot do that on the bench, if it doesn't feel good, just drop them to the floor and have them do a Superman with just the lower part of their body. Pull your belly button to your spine and really, really focus on squeezing your glutes to protect that lower back. So yeah, those 2 for our back, 1-arm reverse fly and then dolphin kicks 3 times as a circuit. And then chest. The handles can stay here. We're gonna go in split stance and we have a 1-arm press, 30 seconds each arm. And then we are going to do another fly, standing, bilateral stance preferably. 1-arm cable press, 2-arm cable fly. And that is the end of most of the workout. Then we have our AMRAP. So I threw a fake burpee. So it is a squat to sprawl. They do it in Les Mills classes. We're allowed to do it in here. So there's 2 options. So they're gonna squat, engage their core, jump their legs back, and do a push-up. Come in and stand. They're gonna do that 3 times. If they don't have the core strength to do that squat to sprawl, that's okay. They can squat, step back, push up, and step back in, okay? So that can be done with a simple squat, step back. Otherwise, engage your core super tight. If you see this, then suggest that they do go ahead and start with that squat to step back instead of the squat to sprawl. So they're gonna do squat to sprawl with a push-up 3 times. Then we are going to throw a band over top of the rig, and we have 10 wide straight arm pull downs. 10 of those, and then they're gonna grab a band, and we're gonna do 10 total X pulls alternating. So it's really just 5 each side. And then they're back to their squat to sprawl. So squat, sprawl, push up times 3, wide straight arm band pull down times 10, and alternating band pull aparts times 10 total. And then that leads us to core. So we have that thread the needle, elbow lined up under shoulder, hips high to the ceiling, reach under your hip, feel your hips and your ribs crunch together. If they need to, drop that bottom knee, bend it behind them. Make sure their shoulders are aligned. We're doing it this month and a lot of people have their shoulder way to the front and we want to make sure that that's not the case. So left and right. Then we're going to go into a firefly rock with an alternating Superman. So they're going to rock back, drive forward, rock back, and drive forward. If that's too much, just have them practice alternating Spider-Mans. Then we're going to do that rope supine, or that supine rope climb again. This was good, people were getting better. So bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. You're going to climb 3 times, lifting your shoulder blades and then lower. Climb 3 times and then lower. And then the last one is your body saw. So I'm not going to grab the sliders, but the sliders is option number 1. Saw back and forth, keep your hips level with your shoulders. And if they're not ready for the sliders, level your hips and rock back and forth. So there are 5 exercises. Kids Club's closing soon. So there are 5 exercises. I started this month with 30 seconds and worked my way up to 45, adding some seconds each week. So that's what I would suggest here. And that's the end of the workout.